Hi, this is Dean with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. Today what I'm going to be doing is a March budget setup as well as cash stuffing for the beginning of March. Let me find the pen that I want to use. So I went ahead and updated my annual overview with my actuals for the month of February as well as my actuals for my income. I had cash stuffed 2 times with my incremental income, and then I will have a check come in this week for last week, which was just a day. And then I think I'm only working 4 days so far for the month of March because I have a lot of things going on. Excuse me. So just to kind of walk you through this sheet. So it starts January and February actualized. March through December are estimates of what I need to put away for like utilities, things like that. There's a total, I divided by the 12 months. That gives me a average for the 12 months of that particular category. So for an example, in electricity, January I budgeted $260, but it was really $182. February I budgeted $260 and it was really $190. So the $260 came from 2024 and then averaging it out. So the average now looks like it's $248, but we haven't hit our high months. So that will of course affect my average. So I just find that if I actualize it after the end of each month, it's easier for me when I sit down to create my 2026 spreadsheet because everything's all in one place. What I did not actualize were my envelopes. So I'll be posting a video with my February close, and there was, I think like almost $400 left in my envelopes between gas and groceries and things like that. Some of my envelopes I was over, so I was borrowing from other envelopes. But on the average, this is what I had planned for. So I just assume I used it all because I have taken that money and put it into savings challenge or let it roll over or things like that. And then this part, which are my long-term sinking funds, I did actualize them for everything that I put in for the month. So one of the things that I realized at the end of the month was I was missing really 2 different, my date night envelope was never added to this because it wasn't balancing. And then I did, when I bought my Cricut, I had to sign up for the Cricut subscription, which I can cancel now. It's been a month, but I might just keep it, see what it's about. And so when I looked at our income of $78.76, the incremental income was $600. So that was a total monthly that I had planned of $8,349. So that gave me an upside, and that's even with adding in everything that I added to, like Pretty Productive. I added $160 into that category, and that's my binder that I've been using just to do $10, $50, things like that. So there was $127 that I was missing. And then I went back and I'm like, okay, so part of that went into date night. Part of it was when I got my check, I just left a little bit into my account for the cushion. So I just kind of wanted to explain this sheet. It is an Excel spreadsheet. I just have formulas in to add it up. And then when I go through to actualize it, I left my 2025 spreadsheet that I originally set up intact, and then I copied it and made an actual one so that I can compare to what I thought I was going to spend each month to what I actually spent. And I already know in the first 2 months of the year, I have added categories to what I had anticipated for this year. So that's where it is. Originally, you saw all these numbers on the red. This was the difference between what I estimated we were going to spend and what our income was. So that's why it kind of motivated me to go to work because I could not fund everything that I had wanted to fund with our current incomes. And you're going to see a huge discrepancy in September and October as we know that certain bills are going to go up and are going to start coming out of our monthly. So we're just trying to kind of build a cushion for that. So that is my actualized. I always feel like that project, while it takes me some time to go back and really make sure I've captured everything, it is really eye-opening to me of where I think we're going to spend money versus where we do spend money. This one was something that I showed in my last video that I've not posted yet, but I will post before this one. And that was what I needed in denominations versus what I had in my back to bank and what I pulled from my account. So this is the actual budget setup, and I'm going to walk you through this one. And then this is where I start. This is an Excel spreadsheet. I know it's very hard to see. It's also in blue ink and very tiny, but so I'm just going to, this information I'm going to walk you through on this sheet. So the way I kind of break it out, if you have not seen a budget setup from me, I take our two incomes. Now my husband and I are both on a pension, so there's no surprises there. I do not add in my incremental income because it is just set as incremental. It could change. I do plot in what I am going to be putting into sinking funds. So there are things that I do every month: car maintenance $300, Christmas $300, medical $100, and then my envelopes are all of the birthdays, things like that, events. And then I kind of just take it through, and here's my fixed expenses. And then my total fixed expenses were $3,219. And these are what I call my sinking variables. They're things that are annual bills or quarterly bills that I put away for every single month. And that's $1,090, so a total of $4,309. So I just take that number and move it up there. My lifestyle is groceries, eating out, things like that. Things that I could maybe get rid of. Subscriptions, things like that. If money was tight, which it has been lately, but so far we're doing okay with me adding some incremental income in. The total of that was $2,271. Take it up here. The difference was $1,256, so that's what I have left for sinking funds. So these sinking funds right here are part of this number, $1,256. So the things that are not part of that number is anything that are actual bills. Those are accounted for in my bills, not in my excess sinking funds. But these that I'm planning for are absolutely part of that number. So I subtract those first, and then that comes up with what I'm able to put into envelopes. And for this month, it was $555. And then from here, I just start to break it down. Let me see if I even printed that one. I did not. So I just break it down into the envelopes that I want to fund. And they can be envelopes that are... I have to fund every month, like I do fund birthdays, things like that every month. Things I like to fund, like date night for the dogs, things like that. And then there's other ones that are my have to every month, not a conversation kind of funds too. So this is kind of how I break them down. And I might have to pull up... maybe not. I think this was it. I didn't have very much to work with this month, so that might be it. And then my ones that I want to fund, but I don't have money for in my paycheck, is what I use for my incremental income. Like I know right now that planning supplies, which I really don't need, is empty. So that will be one of the first ones I probably will want to stuff when I get to incremental cash stuffing. So that's where we are right now. I'm going to leave this to the side. And just to go back to this one, when I add up my fixed expenses, my lifestyle, plus my sinking funds, it comes up to $7,836. My income was $7,836. So what they call a $0 based budget, meaning every dollar has a home. And it always looks great on paper, but then when life starts to happen, I do keep a cushion in my checking account. Now, last month I was shopping a lot, so I kind of ate into my cushion. So at least one of my incremental income checks will be a cushion. Will just not get to be in sinking funds. It will go right into my checking account and it'll stay there as a cushion, as part of my cushion to build that back up. Okay, so let's get started. And then the question has come up multiple times of how do I decide what denominations I put into any envelope. And a lot of time it depends. Is it's an envelope that I'm going to be reaching into all month long, like groceries, eating out, things like that, I try to break those denominations down. If it's an envelope like birthdays, I do 50 or 100 because I want the least amount of bills in that envelope because it gets bigger. If it's something like for my shop where I'm just doing 5s and 10s, then I'll break it down into 5s and 10s. So usually for the first cash stuffing, they're bigger bills, larger denominations. And then when I get to funding my paychecks, my incremental, if I say I have $250 to stuff, I'll break that down into 10s and 5s and 20s because I want to spread it as much as I can. Unless there's one particular category or envelope I need to fund more, it's a priority envelope, then I will get the bigger bills. So that's kind of how I decide. I am a person who does not use my envelopes. I don't shop with my envelopes. They never leave my house. And that is because I like to use my credit card and then just pay my credit card. So I know in a lot of people's comments that they don't like to deal with cash at all. They just have a completely digital budget, and that's great. I need to visualize the money going in and going out. That's why I do pull cash. Even if I was not filming, I still pull the cash, put them in the envelopes, and then weekly sit down and remove it and put it in my back to bank. And that's just a way for me to physically see the money being spent. I don't see it on my card when I'm just swiping that. I do see it when I pull the money out and bring it over. This has helped my husband and I become debt free. So I highly recommend the system. But again, there is a huge time factor in going to the bank, getting the cash, finding out the denominations, and then putting it in the envelope. So if you don't need to see that visual money leaving, then I would do a complete digital budget too. But I know the way my mind works after many years, and this is the way I got to do it. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side because this reminds me of how I broke the money down. We're going to start as usual with groceries, and part of this is going to be spent today because after I am done filming, I'm going to the grocery store. So let's get started. I know a lot of these I haven't zeroed out yet. I tried to zero them out. I may just put new ones in and start over. So for groceries, it's $700. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, well, let's just make sure this is right. It should be $2,790, and this adds it up. This is an Excel spreadsheet. I put in the number of each one. It multiplies it out, gives me a total. I need to make sure this total, $2,790, matches this total. If it doesn't, it means I'm off somewhere on my spreadsheet. I plug in what I currently had on hand and then subtract to that, and that's what I pulled from the bank. So I actually pulled $1,040 from the bank. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 600. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,050. Okay, this is the one that's always fun to do. So this one, I should have 45 20s, which is 900. So 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 80, 900. $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $91, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, $200. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I should have 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 2,790. We are right. Okay, so groceries is 2 100s, 8 50s, 8, and 5 20s. 2, 3, 4, 5. So this should be 700. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1 sec. 4, 5, 6, 7. Right off the bat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm short of 50. So you gotta count it back. 1, 2, 53, 54, 55, 56, 620, 640, 660, 680, 700. Okay, 700 for groceries. Eating out is 300, so it's 2 50s, 8 20s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4 10s. 2, 3, 4. This is another category I spent in today that I'll have to take out next week. 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 2, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300. Now my intent was to take a lot of these bills back to the bank and then trade them out for newer ones, and I totally forgot. So there it is. So in spending, I put in 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, and then 4 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am not going to put money into my wallet because at the end of February, I had $40 left that did not really have a home to go to, so I just put it in my wallet and that money's still there. So spending is going to stay intact for a little bit. That's 200. Household is going to get 100, and I did that as 250s. And I really think on a lot of my trackers, I just need new ones, or I need to flip them over. My mom gets 50, and that's 4 10s. 2, 3, 4, 5 10s. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Medicine I did not fund because I have 124 in here. So 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought, not only did I get everything, I think everything filled last month or 90 days, but I also bought my supplements. So I should hopefully not need that this month. Miscellaneous gets 50, and that's 2 20s and a 10. I used to think I didn't need this category, and I have used it completely on the last 2 months, so I might end up needing to actually increase that amount. Miscellaneous, unbudgeted, call it what you want. Entertainment, I did bring up a 50 because my sister is in town, and Claudia had mentioned it should go under my sketchy shit because yes, sketchy stuff goes on. But I had already put it in here, so I may move it later. 20, 40, 60, 81. So I have 150 in entertainment. Gas gets 300, and I did that as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is a category that I always have excess in, but this month my car is in the shop. Yeah, my husband was driving home the other day, and he a piece of metal flew off a car in front of him, and in his reaction time, which thank God it was him driving the car and not me, because I would not have thought that this is what I needed to do. He squared up, so it came up under my car and took out I guess my car has 2 radiators, took those off, plus the radiator flaps, but there was no other damage, which was pretty amazing. He had people in the car with him. He had been golfing, so he was able to get the car off of the freeway and parked in the spot that they were originally going to meet. But as soon as he got there and turned the car off, all the fluid came out of the radiator. So we had to have the car towed. I currently have a loaner car, and I'm not sure when. Our insurance is covering it. I just don't know when I'm getting my car back. So I need to gas up the loaner car when I give that back, and then he's going to pay for the deductible because he was driving and he felt like he was responsible, which is fine. I'm like, go right ahead. So I may go over this because I'm driving multiple cars. I'm probably going to borrow my son-in-law's car so I can put the car seat in that and give the loaner back. I don't know. They did arrange for a rental, but I don't really want a rental if I can avoid it, because it is very expensive to rent a car or even get a hotel in Phoenix right now because of spring training. So the insurance is giving me $30 a day and the rental is much more than that. So I'm trying to avoid that at all costs if I can. Personal care is $200, so it's $150. 520s. Okay. 3 10s. 2 5s. And the 10 ones. And I break it up like this for tip purposes. So 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 160, 170, 180, 185, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 200. And then I currently have 95 left from last month that I rolled over. I am getting my hair cut and colored in the month of April. So I'm just kind of starting to build this up. So this would be my nails twice and my and at least 1 pedicure for this month. And then next month if I don't need to, then I don't have to add to this. My plan though is to, if I'm not working for the month of March, like the last 3 weeks, then I probably will give my nails a break and take these off because when I'm working, I need them on because everything that I use to wash my hands repeatedly just eats through the nail polish. So it bothers me to work and not have them done. So in my sinking funds, St. Patrick's Day is getting, I thought I funded this one. I might not have. I have 40 there now in this one. Maybe I'm going to do that out of my incremental income. Okay. So birthdays. So my birthday gets 50, and I did go through and I had some extra $100 bills when I closed out last month. So I kind of I had 550s or 450s in here. So I just added them here and took the 50s out. And then my husband's, he has 250. He gets a 50. My daughter and son-in-law, and yes, I have not redone my envelopes. I don't know what to say. I have been, between working 2 days a week, being at my granddaughter's for 4, and trying to cram everything into Sundays, I am really just not taking a lot of time to do the kind of things I want to do, like make envelopes, update things in my shop, things like that. I'm literally just trying to get through the week. So My husband's out of town right now, so I plan on doing a little bit each night this week, so I don't have to worry about, you know, him being home and not giving him attention. And then once I have some time off at the end of the month, I plan to get more things done in my life. So my daughter and son-in-law had 556. I just added 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 656. The cars, which is my other daughter and family, they had 277. I'm gonna add 100. It's my granddaughter's birthday in a couple weeks. I've already bought her gift. I might get her something else, but this one really was almost depleted between my son-in-law's birthday and her birthday. So 1, 2, 3, 50, 375, 76, 77. So 377 is what they have. And this is, their envelopes are not only birthday, their anniversary, their special occasion, things like that. Family is my sisters and my mom, which I'm not funding right now. Nieces and nephews, I'm not. And then Liam and Milo will be getting 50. Liam needs shots, and Liam needs his nails cut. I did cover in one of my last videos what was going on with my other daughter's dog, and I literally just can't talk about it. It just makes me so sad. So Liam had, okay, I just took out from my nieces and nephews' birthdays, which is 174. Let me leave this alone. I do have a couple birthdays coming out, but Liam and Milo had 80. And I may not be paying for his shots because my daughter is working now and they're still living here. So I think she's more than comfortable covering it. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 130. Okay, and then in this one, I just spent money out of beauty, which you'll see next week when I do this. Date night is getting 50, which there was a whole $13 in here right now. So how did I break that out? 2 20s and a 10. And because my husband has been working so much, he's been kind of covering some of our meals and date nights, things like that. 20, 40, 50, 61, 2, 3, 63. Let's see. Okay, so in this one, none of these are getting funded. Lawn care gets 140. I think that's it in there, right? Yeah. Okay. Trying to figure out why HOA is in here. No. Yeah. Okay. And then the last one is my long-term annual bills. So car registration gets 60. This is due in September. I paid $500 last year, so I'm just planning for the same. I had 360, so I should now have 420, 100, 200, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 370, 380, 390, 410, 20, so 420. So I'm almost there. I actually probably can stop funding this in 2 more months. Electricity is the overage from what I budget versus what we spend. 105 goes into HOA. Okay, I think every time I pull this one, it does this to me. It's not like I don't have 50 of these sitting behind me, right? That I could just fix this one, right? Lord. Okay, can you not? Okay, I'm just gonna put this right here. So this money, so it's 210 in here. This will come out in April when my HOA is due. Pest control is this last 35. Now we just had service. I just paid the bill for $95. So this will come out at my first week check-in. So it's amazing how many bills I had come through as soon as the month ended. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 1, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60. So 160, and my service was 95. I have not funded this for the last 2 months. I don't know what happened. I'm normally quarterly, and it's like I didn't have them here for 4 or 5 months. So, and then property tax is a transfer. I just paid this. Now I'm waiting to find out what our 25, 26 taxes are going to be, and that next one will be due in October. So I'm just planning on the same amount. I don't know. Could be a little bit more, a little high. I am overfunding this though, just in case. And then rollover is the excess cash in the 1s and 5s. And that's it. So that is everything there. I love the beginning of the month when all of my envelopes are filled and I'm ready to kind of start spending. Not that I ever stopped spending last month. Please consider subscribing if you have not already. And I will see you in my next video. Take care.